Hey guys, welcome back to Wise Kracks. We have Jon Orlando in the live casino setting. We have Rand McKay in his live setting, and Bill Krackomberger in my setting. Now, it's funny, John. So yesterday, I'm going to rat him out now. So John, Randy's been texting me for a couple of days. There was $1 video poker jackpot, which is $5 a hand, and it's out by him somewhere. And it was, it's a progressive. It starts at 4,000. So it's nice to get one until like 10 grand is a rarity. 12 grand is like really good. And Randy found one at around 20 some thousand. It was up to 27,000. And I was like, wait a minute. That's the highest I ever heard. The highest I've ever heard, 30 years professional gambling, $1 jackpot up to almost 30 grand. I'm like, wait a minute. Can I tweet this out? Because I want to show them what you did here. There was also a 4 aces progressive, which he held one queen and got 4 aces. That's it, like
Wow.
80,000 to 1 to get 4 aces. To get 4 of a kind. This particular.
Wait. Meaning he kept one queen, dumped 4 cards, and got 4 aces.
Yes.
No way.
And that got him. How much did you get for that, Randy?
It was just over at the signer. At that point, it was like 12, 20 or whatever.
John, look at this.
Wow.
He holds a queen and gets 4. Now, as we would know back east, Randy probably never heard this word. Randy, you got a busted ass. That's what that's called back there. That's called a busted ass. And then of course one of Randy's buddies, who he called the whole team in there. Of course, Randy's buddies, he calls the team in, and they hit for $27,250 for a $5 bet. And but I was like, hey, can I tweet out the 4 aces? He goes, no, what am I doing? No, it's here. They'll follow me. It's like, Randy, they're not coming to Colorado and following you for a $27,000. No, you can't. No.
You never know. It could have won 2-3 more days. Maybe they would have showed up, though.
Yeah, no.
Never know.
But that's I love.
Wow.
Listen, that's my getaways, video poker. I love video poker. It's just my getaway from things. And to have $1 jackpot, $1 play, 5 little grocery dollars a hand, up to 27. That Randy, I've never heard of anything going over like 20. How about yourself?
I thought this would have been a Guinness Book of World Record jackpot for $1 one line, but I was told by a mutual friend of ours that there used to be these Royals in Kansas City that had 2% meter moves on the Royal flushes. He said he played one that got up to 40K at one time.
Oh, come on.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
now explain to everyone know what you mean. What's a 2% meter move?
So for every hand you play, the Royal will go up 2%. So let's say you put every time you push a button, it's going up 2 cents to the Royal. So if you play $10 and it's going up, 2 cents there,
So that's the entire bank, though, right? The entire bank.
So everybody playing it is moving the meter 2 cents, and the aces that were going up 0.2. So
wow,
it was going up quite a bit. So it was going up pretty high. So every $100 goes up $2 on that, and that's why it gets up so high. And actually, the Royal on that one reset at 6,500.
Oh, not even 4,000.
Yeah, they have it reset at 6,500. They must want to create action at that particular little casino in Krackomberger.
Wow. But that was a hell of a jackpot. John and I, over the weekend, we went to a mutual friend, John's buddy Matt, that I met through him. We went over to his house for his birthday party. So we still want to give a shout out to him. He's a fighter. Matt going through some problems there. He's had the stage 4 cancer, leukemia, but he is a fighter. He's a tough guy. Matt, I walked in the house and he's like, yo, Crack. Wow, look at this kid is strong. Yeah, he is. I know he's in some hospice care now, but we want to give out our best to him and pray for him. He's a great guy.
Sure.
So that was our weekend. It was Sunday, football day. We were watching the games went a little bit. Hey, Randy, I don't know if you know this. I saved this for the show. So Resorts World tapped a buddy of mine on the shoulder at 4 a.m. 3 nights ago on Sunday night. So I said, hey, listen, no more checking machines. And the security guy, he's like, if you check machines, we're going to have to get rid of you. We're going to have to throw you out. So that happened at Resorts World. Now, what that means is checking the Advantage machines for anyone who doesn't know at home for advantages that Randy and I play. Randy does it more than me. But yeah, are you surprised by that, Randy, or not really? I heard MGM recently cut people back, but now Resorts World throwing people out. They're a sweatshop anyway, Resorts World. They don't even take bets on their app. They're scared to death. On the kiosk, I went to the kiosk one time to try to bet $200 on a player prop, and they cut me to like $60 right on the kiosk. I mean, they're ridiculous.
Yeah, some of these casinos now with the and that's pretty public now about the MGM, about them restricting player comps. That was on. I'll give a little shout out to the guy Vegas Paulie C's feed there on Instagram, and he put it on there. Now all the other casinos are probably, setting suit there as far as following that. So yeah, that's.
So do we give them a shout out or do we yell at them? Yeah.
Yeah, it's I just don't get, you put those machines in, you should expect them to get checked. If people want to check and play them, I mean, you're not losing, the casino ain't losing any money over those machines. It's the other player. It's all the players build up on those. So yeah, it's a bad precedent in my opinion, but that's the way they're doing it, I guess.
And it's funny. A lot of the guys, like you'll see the people that are playing them, a lot of those people will lose the money somewhere else in the casino. They're gamblers. They're gamblers. So to see it happening, I think it's a little bit going overboard. I just know it happened in Resorts World. I wrote down the thing there, the note there, kind of. So I wanted to tell you something too. I was in.
Wait.
Go ahead.
It's a crazy thing because I mean, when you think you check the table or the machine you're going to play almost every time, right? If you walk up to a roulette wheel and you have your certain numbers, you see all those numbers that are listed on the wheel of what's been hitting. If you see are hot, you might want to sit there and play. If you go to a blackjack table, you might watch and see how are these other people playing before I sit down, because I want to make sure they're at least playing basic strategy. Why is that a big deal? It's crazy that they make that a big deal.
Well, I'll let Randy explain this more, but I think I know what I want to say, but I know Randy could probably explain it more because it's more of an advantage than just, there is no advantage when you're checking those wheels that you're talking about. And stuff. So, Randy, we're checking bonuses based on other people playing and building them up. Am I saying that right? And jumping on when it's at an advantage state is what the word I'm trying to say. So it's a little bit different. Would you agree, Randy?
Yeah, it's definitely different than that, but there's ways to camouflage it. So I guess you're going to have to start doing that if you go, especially in Las Vegas casinos. There is some Indian tribe casinos I know around the country too that you can get in trouble for that now too as well. So that's just a bad look, I think, with casinos. Back when I worked for Steve Wynn, his philosophy was, let people play, give them your fair shake. If we have a mistake, it's our fault. The casino,
right. Don't sweat the money. Exactly. That should be the number one rule of every casino is don't sweat the money, period.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's not what it is.
Yeah. Did you guys see, Bill, I put in the group chat with me, you and Rob. Did you see that video that also Vegas Policy put up? Someone made a future bet. It was supposed to pay out 400 to 1 and they claimed it was a mistake and they only paid out 4 to 1 or something.
Yeah, it's on there now. It's right there. It's on his feed. William Hill Sports app gives 200 to 1 and changes it to 4 to 1 after it wins.
Oh, right. Okay,
Nevada Gaming Commission investigates. Nothing would surprise me from William Hill. Nothing. The guys that run Caesars / William Hill now, they literally treat everyone like a sucker. If you're a sucker, you're welcome to play. If you have a pulse, they don't want you. So the guy that's running it used to work for Don Best. He knows about the game too. He should know a little bit more. People gamble and try, but they're so stupid though. You know how easy it is to beard in. You know how easy it is to get 5 accounts
Right.
William Hill. Now they don't even know it's me. Now they don't even know it's Randy. It's so stupid. They think, well, all right, it's a little bit of a hurdle, but oh, by the way, you're going to have to give us a bonus now. Oh, yeah. You're going to have to give us a sign-up bonus. And you're not going to know it's us for a while. You're probably never going to know it's us. You're just going to know it's someone sharp. But that may take a while. So there's to the geniuses at William Hill and Caesars for like Vegas Paulie C said here, changing a bet from 200 to 1 down to 4 to 1. I may even tweet something about that out.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like
they got a little better after Joe Asher left, but now they're starting to be more like Joe Asher again.
Without a doubt, they got a little bit better. When Joe Asher took his, I think, $40 million buyout and ran after he left, and he threw everyone out that he thought that was the right thing to do. It was the William Hill model over in England too, from what I hear. But Joe Asher followed suit. He left. They started allowing everyone to play, learning from the sharp guys, the guys that went and over moving the lines and maybe just taking bets, just take volume, But yeah, so that's that is one of the things that we have to, guys like Randy and I have to overcome every day. We have to be able to bet. We have to be allowed to bet. It's so hard in this business because now we have to trust people too. We have to give them accounts. We have to use their account or get it. Now we have to win twice and maybe even 3 times. We have to win the bet. We have to hope the bookmaker pays the bet.
Crazy.
We have to hope the person that the account is getting paid is going to pay us. There's so many hurdles. It's the reason why I've been doing more and more media, because I know that the thousands and thousands and thousands of bookmakers that I've been thrown out of over the years, I know how hard it's getting. So,
hey, when you say you've been doing more media, you mean because you have to find an alternative route, or you're trying to just bring this topic to the forefront?
Well, both really, but I mean, I still make my living in sports. I still
right,
but it's harder and harder. Where I could maybe pick up some media gigs and maybe make up for that a little bit. I'm really happy right now. I'm totally blessed to be able to do all the amount of shows I do. I get paid for every week. Really lucky. I want to talk about something called entity betting. Randy, do you remember this about 4 or 5 years ago? I know that Canner Gaming had it, a client that had entity betting where someone in town, someone that was here, they went through gaming, got everything passed, that they had investors invest in their entity gaming. They said, oh, we win and we're going to bet. But the gaming commission approved us and everything. And it turned out to be all scammers, just like I thought it would be, because they're only betting against one sports book. Canner Gaming was one of them. And, maybe they have another contract with one other sports book, and all their investors would deposit, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 with them, and they said, "We win. We have a big syndicate, gambling syndicate. It's legal now, and we're going to beat it." And they went against one sports book, which I said right away, "Hold it, red flag." The key to me making money is to have lots of different lines. Now, granted, I could beat one line set, but that's very rare for someone to beat one line set because I deal with the best originators in the world that can't get down the amount, so we could beat it. But I know these frauds and these charlatans and snake oil salesmen that call themselves entity betting groups. I knew they were going to scam everybody. I said it from the beginning, and I actually got yelled at from some people. Oh no, this is A and B. Randy, do you know anything about that? Because now they're gone. They're gaming's approving these people, and gaming, they don't even. It's hard for gaming people to even understand in jurisdictions what 11 to 10 means. Never mind entity betting.
Yeah, I remember that about 4 or 5 years ago, and that's back when Canner was like one of the sharpest book lines.
Yeah.
Back in the day, they took a lot of big bets. Mike Cole, the 2 Mikes were working there.
Yeah.
And
yep.
Yeah, that's back in the day, and they were sharp, and that entity betting didn't have much of a chance straight up against just them. They needed to go against stations or another account in there.
Yeah, you need especially stations. My God, I wish I was allowed to play
William Hill or wherever.
Yeah, Yeah. That's just something I seen in an article on where did entity betting go. My last thing before we get on to you, Randy, and some of your picks. I was back in Atlantic City for a half a day. I was in Foxwoods for half a day, drove to AC, cashed some tickets that I had that were going to expire. I had them for almost a year. And that's how little I go to Atlantic City anymore. John will remember me going away all the time. I was away every
all
month.
the time.
No more, because they don't take DraftKings at Resorts World doesn't take any bets from anybody, any over the counter bets. I think it's just there for branding. And the new sportsbook manager they have there, he's scared to death. Just a nasty guy too. He's just not friendly. Just listen, I call people out, so you know me. The guy, I cashed some tickets last week. He had a frown on his face like it was coming out of his pocket. What a joke he is. But so I went, but driving again into Atlantic City, oh my God. I can't believe just driving from Borgata to Resorts, because I had to stop at Borgata, and going to Resorts, I can't believe what a sewer Atlantic City is. I mean, it was bad. It was bad. It's worse. It's at its all-time worst in my opinion. It is
really
so bad. Oh, I went down like this supposed shortcut, like Ohio Avenue, up the. It was like, it was just terrible. Like 7:00 at night. It was just, and I'll tell you what, I wouldn't even go that way again in a car with all 4 windows closed. That's how dangerous it was. I saw green dangerous. I felt, I know people that are over there on Atlantic Avenue too. Told me, I know someone who lives in Atlantic City. He's like, I won't go on Atlantic Avenue anywhere. They charge me money just to open the door at Dunkin' Donuts or the chicken place, wherever chicken place is.
What do you mean charge you money?
That's right. There's thugs outside the doors charging money to open the door to let you in. Yeah, it's $5 to get in. And the employees, they are petrified of these guys, so they won't do it. And let me just tell you something. The police actually are parking their cars on Atlantic Avenue now with their sirens going, trying to scare off people. But yet the police, just like Training Day with Denzel, he told the guy, don't ever come up here without me, Jake. That's the same thing in Atlantic City. I don't blame the police. The police are being controlled over there. You have a mayor. You have things going on. You literally have the inmates controlling the city. I mean, it's bad. And the casinos are to blame more than anybody, though. I blame the casinos. All the money they have made over the years.
Yeah, and they should be cleaning it up.
Haven't helped anything. They promised all that. Governor Brendan Byrne in the 70s, promised all this stuff. And, it's just a disaster over there, an absolute disaster. And they should be embarrassed of what's going on there in Atlantic City. So just to warn anybody that wants to go, I would stay away. That's how bad Atlantic City is.
To your point, I think that's one of the best things about the Fertittas here in Vegas is any of those Fertitta-owned casinos, there's really no riffraff outside those places, nothing like that. They do a good job of keeping those elements away.
Very good. I'm not just you're right about that. Even though they don't let me bet there and they're scared to death of anyone with a pulse, I'll tell you right now, when I pull into the parking garage there, I pull in, I feel really safe. At Durango, where you're at, now in the bottom of the parking garage, I used to have I didn't see the officers there, and I was like, wow, those guys, I hope they didn't cut down on security. I just said this
they roam around. They roam
around on bikes. I see them there.
Yeah.
Safe at most of the properties that station runs. Red Rock, beautiful. Durango, beautiful.
Green Valley Ranch.
Green Valley Ranch, beautiful. They have a couple on Boulder Highway there that they can't help that aren't, but they're listen, I want to tell you, I feel really safe at the station's properties. You're right. They don't slack on spending on security. And I'll tell you something else though, John. I noticed the food court yesterday. This is the second time now I've walked through when nobody was at none of these, like the hamburger place was dead. The pizza place had no line. I think all those people that came out in the beginning, they're like, God. But then again, it was like noon on a Tuesday. So, but they were always lined up there. I think the allure has wore off a little bit. The people have gone back, which is good for guys like us. We can get pizza again. You have to wait in line.
Remember, summer's over.
Summer's over. Yeah.
Summer's over.
Kids are back at school.
Yeah. But on Sunday, I do football here, and Herb's
Packed.
Burgers and
Can't get a
Crispy
seat.
Pizza. Good luck.
I was there on a Sunday recently. Could not get a seat. Place was packed. Great place to watch a game, hang out with your friends, and order some great food. Restaurant quality is fantastic. I'll listen. I say good things too, but if I think something's good, even though they don't let me bet sports, I'll tell you right now, I love the restaurants. I love the floor to ceiling. We just look behind John, Randy. Floor to ceiling windows.
It's amazing.
Sports book. It's a great setting, a great environment.
Yeah, that makes me sad about Atlantic City. That was, Brack and I used to play there late 90s, and that was my first ever two $5 Royals was at Trump Taj Mahal. In Trump Plaza was the second one. So,
double jokers.
So 2 trips in a row, I hit one on double jokers, which is a hard game to hit a Royal on. And
what a great game.
memorable trips to Atlantic City back in the late 90s when it was really, nice place then.
I got to be real blunt, Randy. Maybe you don't know this. You were playing higher than me. Those machines were too high for me in the 90s. That was too high. $25 a rattle. That was way too high for me to play in the 90s. That was bankroll building years for me. I was middling and scalping games since around 93, 94, just building up my bankroll 96, 97, 98 with Tall Frank. You know Tall Frank, right?
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
Tall Frank is the reason why you guys even know me today. For anyone that didn't watch action or didn't see me, Tall Frank used to. Randy, did you know he worked for resorts in counterintelligence? Yeah, he worked for resorts. He was the head of the card count team. That's right. The casinos used to have card count teams that worked for the casinos, but Frank was the greatest. He used to take a check from them, work in the card count team, counting all the decks down so they wouldn't get hit on the tables, but Frank would let you play anyway. But
I was overplaying back then too. I was a little higher than I should have been. You
were playing higher than you should have.
Just got lucky and hit a couple. I hit like 3 trips. We hit $5 Royals, so it was nice.
So to continue though, really, I'll just end it. Frank used to work for the casinos in the daytime, protecting the casino's money, and at nighttime he used to go out and try to steal the casino's money. He used to go out and play all the advantages in town, and that's where I met Frank. I met Frank on a blackjack machine. I wasn't a professional sports bettor. Frank showed me how to make money sports betting. It just so happens that God opened up one of the 12 seats next to Tall Frank. And the way he cupped the coins, there was no, people think that, there was no, back then it was coins. You had to buy rolls of dollars. There was no tickets in, tickets out. They didn't have that. And the way he Frank's like 6'6" and gangly, and he said, "Sir, do you mind if I sell you some tokens?" I was like, "What?" He's like, "Do you mind if I sell you some tokens?" I said, "Oh, okay, I'll buy them off you, but why?" "We want to keep the hoppers filled." Remember the hoppers, Randy?
Yeah, sure.
Keep the hoppers filled with coins so we don't get payouts from the slot attendants. I still didn't know what was going on. Frank showed me his playbook. And not only that, I still hand it to Frank. Frank's still around town. Only Frank's, I hate to do this to you, Frank. Frank's worth tens of millions now. Did you know that, Randy? Yeah. Frank's worth tens of millions now. But Frank had a nice amount of money back then. And me and Frank went partners the next few years. Frank let me use his bankroll even. Frank's like, "Okay, I have a couple extra 100,000. I have a couple 100,000 I could send out for us, and we could get some bonuses, and we could open some accounts." Like, Jesus, I am so blessed that I met Frank in my life and had a guy. And now Frank finances the teams back there. I'm really giving away his information. He finances some of the teams now. I knew both Frank's parents, his mom and his dad. I used to go over Christmas Eve. He had a great Italian mom like I did. She was cousins with David Chase, actually, from The Sopranos. But I had some great times over there. And I'm sure now I got to let Frank know I talked about him here. Frank's still a great person, very, very generous, very good person, helps a lot of people out. Now I know I'm going to get DMs. Can Frank help me out? Yeah. John's already drooling. No.
John wants to play higher stake poker.
Randy.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, Randy.
Right. Randy, let's get some winners. What do you got for this weekend?
All right, I'll start off right away.
First, give us, Randy. I like to tweet out in one shot. So if you can give us the games and then the explanations, so we can send a tweet out with all of them in one shot.
Yeah, I got 3 straight plays I'm looking at. A couple I've bet. So the first one's the LA Rams. Still can get +3. You know, it's a little bit of a juice 3 now. But
You can get 3 here in Vegas -110. Yeah.
Yeah. Cleveland was up. Ugly dog of the week. Cleveland was up to +10. It's come down to +9. Okay. And then everybody might want to wait on this one. New York Giants is 6.5. Probably I got some juice 7. That's another ugly dog. So there are the 3 straight plays.
You might want to wait. He's saying you might want to wait because they're playing one of the, teams that have been a little bit hot, the Steelers. So you might get the 7 again somewhere in one of the markets. Okay. Now give us the reasons why.
Okay, in this LA Rams game here on Thursday night, this is a tough scheduling spot for Minnesota. They got to come off a close loss to their division rival. And teams that usually play the next week against Detroit, that have played Detroit the prior week, get real bruised up because of Detroit's physical style. So this makes this turnaround even tougher. LA Rams getting more healthy off the bye last week, got a win against the Raiders. And now they get their star wide receiver Kupp back as well. And this basically is the same line as 3 weeks ago against Green Bay, where they're 3.5, and could have covered that game. Now they get a kind of wounded animal coming into Minnesota off a tough loss. So there's some value here on the dog. Okay, the next game, I got some Cleveland +10, but it's come down to 9. Probably another one you might want to wait. Ugly dog of the week. We've done well with these ugly dogs of the week. Big quarterback change here. We get Winston instead of the Watson. Watson went down with Achilles injury. Probably some expiring for the team. Get them into good shape. And short week for Baltimore. Banged up on defense, after that Monday night game against Tampa Bay. So we should get some, motivation. Also they got some offensive linemen back, and they can run the ball with Nick Chubb. He's also another guy they got back. So this is kind of their last resort game of the season here to have a big performance in a good spot here where some of these survivors might get knocked out in this game if you want to take a shot on the money line. So
that's what I was going to ask you just now.
So there you go.
Cleveland money line is you would endorse that as worth a
small
shot?
Play. Small play.
You're speaking my language.
We're going to see maybe some upsets again. Last couple of weeks have been chalk in the NFL, so we'll see where it goes from there. Then the last game, we got New York Giants +6.5 or 7. Pittsburgh coming off their home run effort of the year against the New York Jets, played a flawless second half. Was good for my
the Jets to nothing, right? In the second half.
That game went up to +3, and that looked like Pittsburgh was going to be the right side there. There's so much money coming in the Jets, kind of a phony team all season, just because they got Devontae Adams, like we talked about before.
Yep.
And, so that was a good one for us. And the Giants actually play better on the road than they do at home. They actually have beat Cleveland. They played some of their better games. They beat Seattle on the road. So I like getting +7 in this spot. And, this is a small total as well. So it should be kind of a grind out type game. So that increases the value of getting the points here. So another ugly dog that should come in. New York Giants +6.5, +7 for me.
And yeah, that game may go back to 7. Like we said, that game may go back to 7. Our guys I know gave out the Raiders +10 early in the week, and really didn't move. And there's probably, when you're betting games like that against like a marquee team like Kansas City, you probably should wait till later in the week when the public's done betting. Do you agree with that, Randy?
Well, it used to always be that way till PASPA, until we got, all these, more sharp playing in the NFL. It used to
Right.
be bet the favorite early, wait on the dog till last minute. But
Right.
nowadays you want to kind of lock in a little bit at a certain number you like, just in case that number, goes away.
Yeah,
But,
like the sevens went away on the
different
Giants
than
game.
it used to be, back in the early 2000s when, Crack and I were really hitting the NFL hard.
Yeah.
Back in the day. But you want to lock in some before the number.
Okay. Well, that's different than I would think. Yeah, that's kind of different than what I thought here in Vegas when we have the books that are, they kind of a little bit more cater to the public crowd, like where John's at stations or Boyd Gaming. Sometimes William Hill or the Win. I find some good numbers, boy. I'll tell you, I find some good numbers, half a points here and there around the key numbers of 7-3, 6-10. You can get them extra half a point. I'm looking for a 10.5 in that Raiders game, actually. So if
especially
that pops up,
in Las Vegas too, you got to always remember where the location is. Sometimes, games in other locations, you're going to get a better number on their apps than you are probably in Vegas. And then this game, you'll get a better number if you like the Raiders just waiting because, the Chiefs will have more fans there. I'm sure Derek's having a big party for him at the Circle like he does with every opposing team. So there'll probably be a sea of red down there and probably sea of red at the stadium. So, definitely wait on that one.
Yeah. John, do you realize how hard it is to get tickets to this game?
Out of control across the board for these big games now.
This game is the biggest game of the year here. The Raiders game here, when they host Kansas City, comes in. You're going to see a lot of you just can't do it. It's that
even the great crack man can't get them.
No, I can get them. I can get tickets. You just got to pay.
About that. Oh, come on. Call me crime.
Just got to get them ahead of time.
Bill, call me crime because crime don't pay.
We have a guy here that John and I messed up here. We probably should have early over the summertime. He texts me and they have a box and he's like, hey, they have these, these you have to put these things in. It goes by like A to D grading, like what you want 2 tickets to each game. A is of course the Kansas City game. So they grade them by how you can you put your name in, and probably this year I could have got tickets to any one of these home games. So it probably bothers me a little bit that I didn't do it. But it's June when you get the choices. The end of June.
You're killing me, Bill. You're killing me.
Who thinks in the end of June? Well, John, you went to a couple of them free, right? You went to a couple games.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
know. That's my own fault.
Okay.
But anyway,
I've got 2 things I want to bring up. Small.
Welcome to the show.
First, thank you. First one, UFC 308 is this Saturday in Abu Dhabi. Topuria is defending his belt against Max Holloway, and I'm going to give out a pick. Okay, I'm going to tell you that Max Holloway is the same thing as Patrick Mahomes. You don't have to bet on him, but don't bet against him. But in this case, you should bet on him. Holloway will end up with a belt wrapped around his waist at the end of that fight. That's one thing I wanted to mention. The other thing is we got game 1 of the most exciting World Series in a long time.
I would have forgot this.
Dodgers versus Yankees. I would never let you forget that. And I'm going to tell you 2 things here, 2 prop bets, Bill, that I want you to get on. Just get on this, okay? The obvious is an absolute back and forth war. Dodgers in game 7. In 7 games, Dodgers will end up winning.
Right,
but I also want you to look up where the internet blows up on me when we post this clip. Dodgers sweep the Yankees 4 games to 0. What is that out, Bill Krackomberger? You're crazy if you don't get on that. Listen to me.
First, I want to check.
You can talk about starting pitching all you want. The Dodgers have the bullpen. They've still got some strong starters. They got Jack. They've got Walker Buehler. Dodgers could absolutely sweep them. Believe it to be true. It could happen. Mookie Betts is hot right now. Ohtani The Dodgers have murderer's row. The Yankees have murderer's row. It's going to be really exciting, but I think it's worth just the shocking. Sometimes, things go the other way. Sometimes people are like, oh, the Yankees are going to dominate or no matter what, it's a 7-game series. Don't be surprised if the Dodgers sweep the Yankees.
The Dodgers in 4 games are plus 11 to 1.
How's that not worth $100?
It's not worth $100.
Come on, Bill. Bill, you told me at the
20 to
beginning
1.
of the year that the Dodgers weren't worth betting at 4 to 1, and here they are in the World Series.
Yeah, well, every once in a while, the blind squirrel gets a nut too. But however, like Randy just said, Randy, give it like what do you think the true odds in that is?
Over 20 to 1, it should
20
be.
to 1. Yeah,
I bet one thing on the World Series so far. I took that Oscar Hernandez.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I got for him to be MVP was, 25, 30 to 1 or something. I took that.
I like that. I'm glad you brought that up. What's Mookie Betts? I think 7 to 1 or
He's
8 to
lower,
1.
9 maybe.
I think that's a pretty good
Let's
bet
look.
too.
I got that. I have that up in front of me here. Oscar Hernandez is 25 to 1 here. Mookie
That
Betts
is a good bet.
Mookie Betts 7.5 to 1. Of course, Shohei 2 to 1. Where do I lay the no? Who puts a yes no up? I want to lay no on Shohei.
Circa does that sometimes, and that'd be the only one I could think of.
So let me ask you, Randy, you mentioned the true odds on a Dodger sweep would be 20 to 1. And is that the reason why you would never make the bet at 11 to 1? Because you just feel the line is just, there's none of it. Like if it was 20 to 1, would you then be open to throwing $100 on it or no?
Yeah, maybe if it was closer to 21 at 20 to 1, I'd think about it definitely. But yeah, I wouldn't make it at 11 to 1. Just like Bill and I think it's way too short. You're not getting enough bang for your buck.
And it's Dodgers minus 140 just to win the series. I think it's like minus 140.
130, 129 at Circa, 130 at Westgate, which you can get back plus 120. I have to give these places credit with the 10-cent lines. You can actually get the Yankees here in town plus 120. Let's see the offshore world, 115, 118. This opened up a lot shorter. A lot of Dodgers money came in here. When do you see Cole as an underdog, right? So
Garrett Cole is an underdog in this first game?
Well,
the actual game?
Yes, minus 125. The Dodgers, anywhere from 118 to 125. Cole, you can get, let's see the plus what you can get. Plus like 112, 113, 115. So, there you go. So, John, you may be betting Cole here in the eggs. Good for you.
No, not going to happen, Bill. Come on. Come on. Dodgers sweep. Dodgers sweep. You heard it here.
Oh, God. Well, now we know you poisoned this, so I may have to bet the Yankees in this week. At 12.5 to 1. No, I'm not betting
two teams playing are like the Nazis versus the Russians. It's tough for me to root for either of them being a Braves fan.
Very interesting. And you know what? This is exactly what the networks wanted. Yankees, Dodgers. Oh, my God. How big now?
Yeah.
I'm so crazy that I was thinking about looking into some prices to go to L.A. to see
Bill,
if
I'll drive you.
I have to get it. I have to get a 2-for-1, and it has to go to like Game 5 because the 2-for-1 is David Gilmour, Pink Floyd. David Gilmour is going to be there all next week, and he starts out Friday night actually, but I can't go Friday. Next week he's going to be there at the Hollywood Bowl, I think, and then so you have him, and then the Dodgers versus Yankees. I'm sure it's going to go 5 games too. So I'm really thinking about doing that. I mean, just to let you know, John, just to let you know, I am, and you just got to pay. You just got to pay. I have a ticket guy though. I have a very good ticket guy.
Yeah, but the pricing's crazy, Bill.
Oh, how much is ticket? I'll pay $1,000 each. How much are they?
I think for $1,000 each, you're way up nosebleeds.
Oh God, that's sick.
Decent seats are.
Oh no, I'm not paying nothing like no.
That's crazy.
Absolutely not. No.
Rather watch it on
Pink
TV.
Floyd.
Yeah, Pink Floyd.
Bill,
David
don't you have a
Gilmour.
guy that has a suite that would benefit from having both of us there in his suite? You must have a guy.
Mary Hart? No, Mary Hart can get us tickets, can't she?
I do, but I didn't even ask. I just figured.
No, I know.
Why be that guy?
Randy, do you have anything else, or were you done?
No, I didn't get to the teasers here.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Let's go.
Oh,
Teaser time.
sorry, Randy. Sorry.
Teaser bet I have would be the key Philadelphia up to 8.5 against the Bengals.
Okay.
I don't even if the Bengals win this game, I don't think they're going to win by that kind of margin. They haven't done it yet this year in any of their wins. Philly, I think, is going to hang in there. I think this game could go either way. So keying them, and I already took them with Denver down to 1.5, but that line is long gone now. They're a 10-point favorite. But back when it opened, it was 7.5 when they thought Dalton was playing. Now Bryce Young playing for the weak Carolina club. I took that one. Also, you can take another candidate would be Tampa Bay, even with the 2 receivers injured, and get them up to 8.5. Or you can get the Washington, I still call them the Redskins football team or whatever, up to
You're going to get us canceled.
8.5. Well, I would key Philadelphia to those, at least those 2 teams, Tampa Bay and Washington, because you're not going to be able to
I love Washington. I like Washington a lot in this spot.
Yeah.
A teaser at home, it's 2.5. I like Washington a lot in this spot.
Even if their star rookie quarterback Daniels doesn't play, they're still in good hands with that Marcus Mariota, who's been a proven NFL player. So, I like him. I like him. Even if it goes to 3, I'm going to have a straight bet on the Washington.
Yeah, I do like Washington.
Redskins.
And let me ask you, the Rams. Let's see, because the Rams are a sharp side this week. Boy, I tell you, Minnesota, they have played good, even though they lost in the last minutes last week. There's 3s all over town. Yeah, you can get +3, -110 at 3 different sports books that I'm looking at. So, all right, good. We got some good sides.
Vikings got a smart coach, but I just think they made a mistake. They had 4th and 3 late in that game. I would have never punted there. I would have went for it, and actually analytics said to go for it. That was the biggest mistake any coach made all week, was not going for that in that situation.
Very good. Very good. Very good. All right. Listen, I think we're good. We have a nice episode of Wise Kracks here. We appreciate Randy coming on. Appreciate John. We have to give a shout out to the sponsor before we go off. Also, guys, if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. I get back to most people on the chat there. If you're a wise guy, I don't. And if you're a wise guy, you might even get blocked. You may not be able to watch anything anymore. But anyway, I'm just being pretty funny there. But just to let you know, we have great responses, guys, from our people. Boy, we got some really good people that come on and say some great, wonderful things. So I'm really happy about that. But anyway, going back to what I was saying, guys, our sponsor, heritagesports.eu. You want to look them up. They've been around 30 years, and they're a great sports book, heritagesportsbook.eu. 108 juice. Doesn't mean a lot to a lot of people, but I'll tell you one thing. 108 juice compared to 110, boy, in the long run, you're going to save a lot of money there. Plus, they have other bonuses, other programs. Look that up, heritagesports.eu. Appreciate all you guys, and we'll see you next week on Wise Kracks.